Hello. Today we're exposing some of my imperfect little flaws to make you, another imperfect person, feel better about this current situation.
Hey, have you guys seen my jewel?
If you're new here, I'm what happens if you give Wi-Fi to a raccoon, trash obsessed and very thick. Today, we're diving into the glamorous world of vaping. Not the health stuff, not the cool vape tricks on TikTok.
Adam!
No, we're talking about how disposable vapes are becoming a massive environmental nightmare and how I personally helped. Yeah, these are mine. I used to vape, and these here don't even include the ones that I used to drunkenly throw in the trash after I bought a fresh one. And I quit at the beginning of last year. And instead of throwing my dead vapes away like a normal idiot, I did something somehow worse. I hoarded them because I didn't know how to throw them away. Because apparently trash and toxic e-waste, two different things completely. Right. Loving that for me. Side note, these also include some of Raz's vapes as well. I just needed the dramatic effect. Cool. Okay, great. I'm glad let's, it's so hot in here. The lights are crazy. I hope you appreciated the creepy vibes with this. When you picture litter, you probably picture all of those images of plastic bags floating through the ocean or a can of Coke rolling across a car park. Not a tiny, colourful USB drive full of nicotine and regret. But that's what vape litter is. A toxic cocktail of lithium batteries and heavy metals, plastic, nicotine juice, and the dark energy of those guys that always say it's just water vapor, bro. A disposable vape is essentially a baby smartphone that lasts about 2 weeks and then gets ditched in the back of a Domino's and just sits there forever. You can't just throw them in a normal bin unless you want your garbage man to suddenly look in his rearview mirror and his whole truck's burst into flames like some really bad Michael Bay movie. Here's the nightmare fuel. In 2023, 1 billion disposable vapes were sold worldwide. That's 9 billion kilograms of e-waste. Roughly 10 tons of lithium mined out of the earth to set your local garbage truck on fire.
In Australia, vape usage among 14 to 17-year-olds tripled between 2019 and 2023. And among 18 to 24-year-olds, nearly 1 in 4 now vape. So yeah, this is happening a lot, and mostly among people who don't read the dispose of responsibly fine print. And remember cigarette butts being one of the #1 polluters of our environment? Those used to be public enemy #1 for litter. But now, vapes are quickly overtaking them with way more complex, dangerous materials, not just cellulose and tobacco, but actual electronics.
Each vape contains a lithium battery, the same stuff that powers your smartphone, electric car, and laptop are in these teeny tiny little things. But instead of doing anything useful, it destroys your ability to breathe properly and leaks heavy metals back into the soil. Oh, and fun bonus, vapes are now one of the leading causes of fires in waste management facilities because nothing says modern society than your local landfill catching on fire because some idiot decided to throw their mango puff ice bar straight into the trash.
Technically, in Australia, disposable vapes are banned unless prescribed, but you can still buy them at your local servo, a sketchy convenience store, or from that one guy on Facebook Marketplace named Shads. Just look for scent sticks. Super airtight system.
Every day we hear about how cars are causing environmental collapse or mining companies destroyed yet another Indigenous artefact. Meanwhile, behind every shopping centre in the staff hangout car park, there is billions of these tiny little things leaking battery acid back into our earth. But honestly, It's partly because no one really knows what to do with these things.
Even when you want to dispose of them properly, most e-waste recycling programs in Australia won't take vapes. Why? Because they contain batteries and nicotine, and that makes them both hazardous and illegal in some contexts, which is helpful. And if your area won't take them, call around, ask questions, send emails, or maybe mail them back to the vape companies like reverse fan mail. That'll go well.
Which brings me to me. I hoarded all of these dead vapes for the past nearly year and a half because I didn't know what to do with them. I kind of hoped there would just be some magical recycling wizard who would come along and just deal with it. And here's the thing. This channel isn't about doing things perfectly. It's about doing it imperfectly, but doing it anyway. Because honestly, it's better for 1 million people to do this imperfectly than it is for one person to get everything right all of the time. I didn't get it right at first. You probably won't either, and that's fine. Trying still matters. Even if you just start by Googling, where can I take 102 dead vapes without committing eco crimes? That still counts. Okay, what can we actually do? Well, for starters, if you do vape, maybe don't use disposables. Trust me, I know that they taste a lot better and hit a little different, but is this really worth it? Try reusable devices that don't get yeeted into landfill after 300 puffs. Sorry, 299. And let's recycle the vapes properly. At actual e-waste centres, not just throwing them at a tree and running away. And as for me, well, I guess I'm gonna have to go on a personal odyssey to an e-waste recycling facility and have to explain why I have 102 dead vapes and why I want to trade them in like rupees in a Zelda game. Although we all know that I'm not getting anything for these, just a little bit of shame. Can't wait. We've got a bunch of dead vapes. Are we still able to recycle them here?
Yep, straight to bay 9.
Awesome, thank you. Hello. Dead vapes. Yeah. Okay, so we weren't allowed to take them there. The guy let us in, which was kind of strange, but the guy who we drove up to in Bay 9, he essentially said that they used to do it, they trialled it, and they had to apply for some like special license, health license to take them and sort them and things. And ever since the trial, they never got the license again, and so you're not allowed to take them anywhere, and there's nowhere else that you can take them in Australia unless somewhere has that license. So
welcome to EcoCycle. This is Anna speaking.
hi Anna, I was just calling about the battery recycling service, just checking what I'm allowed to put in there.
What sort of battery bins are we talking about? Because we do have different ones. Is it one in a store?
Yeah, just like at a Bunnings and Aldi and things like that.
Yeah, certainly. And what are you wanting to know? What batteries to put in there?
So I've got a bunch of dead vapes, and I'm just trying to figure out what to do with them.
No, we can't take vapes in there. The only other thing I can suggest is contact your local council.
To direct your call efficiently, please select from the following options. For planning or building inquiries, press 1. For waste-related inquiries, including our 3-bin FOGO system, bin repairs or services, and verge collections, press 2. If your call with our customer relations team today to answer...
Welcome to the City of Melbourne.
I was just wondering, does that include any disposal of like the disposable vapes by any chance?
Vapes, V-A-P-E-S.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. That would be interesting. Let's just see what we take. It's a dangerous good, so I'd say. Let me just check that for you.
Yeah, sure.
And the chemist doesn't want to take them back from you at all?
No.
Do you know? No? Okay. Just for a moment, I'll just check that for you. Thanks. Won't be a moment.
No worries. What a banger, honestly.
For holding.
Oh, good.
Can I get him to give you a call back?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
Waste Education Officer to give you a call and
Awesome.
discuss that.
Okay, no problems. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Okay. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'll talk you through it a bit if you got a couple of minutes. Is that
Yeah,
all right?
if that's okay with you.
Sure. So vapes is very hard. There's no real good disposal option for them. Processing is very expensive. So what the industry here in WA has sort of agreed is that we have little temporary collection points that we can keep at our little operations centre. So I've got a big bucket which isn't necessarily for community drop-off, except on these sort of circumstances where people reach out to us, only because we're not really technically licensed to keep this sort of material on site, being a hazardous material.
Sure.
But in lack of a better solution, they've sort of said, look, collect them. So our parks teams collects them and things like that when we find them. So I'm more than happy to take these off your hand.
I'm trying to get rid of all of these dead vapes, and it's proving to be a lot more difficult than than I originally anticipated.
Yeah, it's because it's sort of mixed hazardous material.
Yeah.
You know, that there's only a couple of processors in Perth, and they're going to charge an arm and a leg. There's not much of a solution for it, and I guess one of the reasons why you're probably not hearing much of a solution for it is because their solution is to ban altogether. But look, anecdotally, like our parks and foreshores teams, when they wander around, they used to pick up heaps, and they reckon they're seeing a lot less of them, which is really good.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Like I've seen a lot less too.
Yeah, no, that is good to hear. You said there were potentially some places where they would charge you for them. Like what kind of locations would these be?
I'd have to do a quick Google. I can't remember the name of it. EcoCycle, Perth Metropolitan Area, Perth Chemical Specialist will recycle vapes for a fee.
Okay.
This could be out of date. All right, you have a great day, and reach out to us if you have any more qualms.
Awesome, thank you so much.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, bye.
Take it easy. Bye.
He seemed nice. If you are trying to quit vapes, I don't really have any great advice. I'm kind of lucky in that I can just kind of stop. Like I used to smoke and I just kind of stopped because I just decided that it was yuck. But I was definitely hooked on these way more than I was hooked on smoking. I found it quite hard to stop. It was definitely like a big change in my life, especially because I was using them to cope with work. And so when I stopped smoking, suddenly work was a lot more stressful, and that's the main reason why I probably quit my job. This is when I kind of quit vapes. I went to Korea and Japan and didn't bring any of my normal vapes with me. So we just went cold turkey. And then everything you could buy in the convenience stores over there were not even a tenth of the nicotine that was in these. And so just they tasted yuck because they didn't have as much nicotine. And then I just eventually stopped. Did I tell you I actually bought this? This one has a little hairband around it because these are no nick ones. I'm pretty sure they still work. The taste of addiction. Except for whatever reason, because they had no nicotine in them, they made me feel even worse. Which is probably a really good idea if you're trying to get off vapes. Get the no nic versions because you still get the crazy flavor. Oh God. Anyway, that's it for today's episode of Yes Mum, You Were Right. Like and subscribe if you want to watch more videos about horrifying environmental truths wrapped in jokes so we don't cry ourselves to sleep every night about the detriment that our world is currently facing. And different ways that we can do tiny little things to feel a little better about it. Oh, and hey, if you've been hoarding vapes like me and Raz have, then hit me up. We could, I don't know, start a club or a band or something. Let's come up with a good name. Like Dead Batteries and the Toxins.
So not cool! Ah! Where's my jewel? Oops, I found it. It was in my pocket this whole time. Sorry, guys.
I don't know what to do about this. Oh my God. Maybe I should have been swinging it. Oh well. Oh, jeez. Do I just leave these in front of me? Is that a good idea? I guess so. Oh my God, is it going to focus on my face? Has it not been focused this entire time? That's lovely. Get into the reusable device. What? Year and a half. Oh, fugma. It is actually really fun. Just like... Stacking the vapes, stacking the vapes, stacking the vapes, and make the vape stack. How far can we stack a vape? The I get bars were the best ones, and everybody knows it. Are they legal? Not really. Are they illegal? Not really. What the fuck are they then? No one really knows. Oops. Oh, jeez, Louise. Ugh. So you can tell these ones are mostly mine because they're all the purples and blues. This is a really cute one I got in Korea. Absolutely thought it was adorable. It's a little can. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. That probably sounded horrific. I'm sorry. Is this a good thumbnail? Just... Thumbnails are so weird. What the fuck? Okay, I'm done.